And in all honesty, we're happy you're here. We would rather have had Brad Pitt. But,
but you took what you can get.
Yeah. Now tell me about, and I was reading, and it took you 10 years to write this movie.
Yeah.
And at some point, in your head, you thought, this is a part for Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Now that's great, and it worked out. But what if you then don't get Brad Pitt for that part?
God, well, thankfully, I never really had to super contemplate that. I mean, normally it's a situation where I have somebody in mind, and then I always have like a second or a third choice. But it's usually not like, you know, the next person on the list. It's usually somebody way over here. So I'm either making one movie or I'm making a whole other movie.
Yeah.
And I can actually start falling in love with that second choice even more than the first choice. But in this case, because I actually just thought he would just be so perfect for the character that I wrote, I didn't have a second or a third choice because anything else would have just not been the character.
Right. And he plays a guy from, I think, Arkansas, Mississippi, or somewhere in Tennessee.
Mountains of Tennessee.
Yeah, and he has a bit of an, not a bit of an accent, he's got a complete
he's
Southern
got full-on hillbilly poetry going on.
Yeah. Was the film actually shot in Germany?
Yeah, we shot most of it. We shot a little bit in Paris, but most of it we shot in Germany. And we even shot it on the old UFA Studios, which was the old German studios that all the great German movies from the 20s, as well as the movies that Joseph Goebbels made during the Nazi era. That was the same studio that we shot at.
Wow. So I mean, that must there must be a great sense of that while you're there, right?
There really is. Like, for instance, one of our big sound stages, you saw the film, were the theater, the inside of the theater. Those were the sound stages that Marlene Dietrich did Blue Angel in, where she sat on that little barrel and sang Falling in Love Again. Yeah. That was the same stages. When I did Reservoir Dogs, so we had 5 weeks. Not 6 weeks, not 5.5 weeks. We had 5 weeks.
And when you're working with a guy like Brad Pitt, getting back to him, there's got to be some...
Enough of your working method.
There's got to be some incumbent pressure with having a star of his magnitude under your control there, right?
No. Actually, he's a blast. I mean, there's that old adage that you say you treat actors like stars and you treat stars like actors, and it actually works out really good that way. You know, but one of the things that was actually that's kind of funny is we try to usually discourage sleeping on the set. All right? It can happen from time to time.
We do that in our audience, but it never works. People are... That's why they're requesting lattes. They're just dozing off left and right.
They're drinking coffee beverages that you hand deliver.
Who can blame them?
But actually, because Brad has a big family at home, sleeping on the set is the only time he gets to sleep.